All right. Damn, my beard is looking good today. It's looking flush. I'm enjoying that. Now, today's impromptu live stream proudly brought to you by the weird DMs that I get all the damn time. I was talking, what was it, yesterday? Yeah, yesterday I had Alex Cole here in the studio with me. And she does this thing, she was saying she does this thing where she culls her DMs. Like she goes through Instagram DMs and culls them. And actually, I probably should change the name of this segment from Twitter Cringe to just Social Media Cringe, because I'm going to give you some brilliant examples of both the weird DMs I get on both Twitter and Instagram for your viewing pleasure. But Alex Cole was saying how she actually just regularly goes through her message requests section of her Instagram DMs and deletes the damn things. Well, Sam, I hate to break it to you, but you're actually on it right now. This is, I mean, I don't like the word podcast. Podcast is like, podcast implies that like, podcast is the thing you put up on iTunes, and it's just like listening. I much prefer this, where I can where you can see me, and even when I'm listening to stuff, I much prefer to see people. Like an example would be like the Joe Rogan podcast. Yeah, it's a podcast, but I never listen to it. I always watch it on YouTube because I want to see when people are talking, I want to see their face. I want to see their body language. I want to see their facial reactions, especially if they're interviewing someone or if they're reacting to something. I want to see their physical reaction. I want to hear it. So I find the whole notion of like if I'm going to listen to something, I'm going to listen to an audiobook. If I want to see people conversing, I want to see them conversing. But anyway, today we're going to take a trip through creepy DM land. Hello there. Stepdad I never had. Welcome. Oh, good. I did time that. I was. Thank you, Chris. I was in the chat very briefly for Rollo's live stream, but man, I'm honest. That just got me depressed. I got into that. I got like probably 30 minutes, 40 minutes into that stream, and I was just like, I can't watch this. This is just depressing. So if it got juicy towards the end, then I missed it. But that is also why I delayed my stream. I'm like, there's no way in hell I'm going to go live if Rollo's live. I'm like, no one's going to come in this room while Rollo's interviewing a pastor. While Rollo's interviewing a Christian whose pastor ex-wife became a stripper / OnlyFans girl. Like Russian, welcome back as always, sir. Good to see you in chat. Now, what I promised you DMs. And here's an example. So I actually talked about this yesterday on the stream with Alex, and I didn't show it. I didn't read it out in its fullness. So because there's certain words in here that I don't. Because there's certain words in this text that I can't read out on a live stream because it'll get me taken down real quick. But you can read along with me, and whenever I bleep something out, you'll have a know. And this is to prove to you guys that I wasn't bullshitting yesterday. I literally got this, and I'm going to try and cut out. I've cropped in a lot of this stuff so I can kind of keep people's anonymity while I'm doing it. I've got no intentions to like dox people. We're just going to have a chuckle. Hello, how much would you charge for a super rough custom? 15 minutes. A fake bleep scene where you break in with a firearm. I don't know if I can say, okay, gun. You pretend to bleep her and then have sex with her as she pretends to bleep. Lots of rough bleep and foot worship. Correct. Black Russian. People are effing crazy. I'm curious to know the charge for this and how long it would take you to produce. The girl you choose isn't important. Well, no, because she's going to cease in this fantasy. She is passing away. I was on set today. I had a fantastic day on set today with the lovely. It was like with 3 other people. It was 2 different scenes. We were shooting 2 different scenes, but I had a great time. It was me and Quentin James, who's another male performer, and I was working with the lovely Casey Warner, and he was working with the lovely Kylie Rocket. Damn, almost fucked that up. Kylie Rocket, who I've worked with before in the past as well, who's fantastic. And I actually showed this text to the two girls. And swear to God, one of them was like, I'd do that. I'm like, oh my God. I wouldn't touch this with a 10-foot pole. I'll tell you that right now. But, dear God, that's a bit creepy for me. You ready? We're going to crack on. There's plenty more where this came from. We are going to continually crack on. And I've got like a million tabs open. And we're just going to see what comes up. Oh, look at this. Bit of love. Bit of love on my Twitter. When I go to check this is kind of like I've only recently maybe I think in May I put my my Twitter bio, I allowed message requests, like, so if I don't follow you, you can send me a DM. And my goodness, it has been, I wish I'd done it sooner. It has been one of the most entertaining things I've ever done. Waking up to this kind of stuff on the reg. It is beautiful. And note how many followers and followings this person has on their Twitter bio. It is purely for the lols. And they feel the necessity to reach out to dear old me and let their thoughts be known. But bless their cotton socks. Absolutely bless their cotton socks. There's a few words in here I'm not going to be saying live. Not sure what you're saying. Why not for nothing but chicks? Well, look. I ain't touching that with a 12-foot pole either, Black Russian. Sorry, mate. Yes, I am, the ultimate martyr for Bobs and Virgin. This is an example of I don't normally get this on my main account. I get a lot of this on my my not safe for work backup Twitter account, because it's basically just my hardcore pornography teasers flooding people's timelines. But sometimes they come across, they find my other one, and yeah, hey daddy bleep person Eric here, and I guarantee you I ain't opening that message, that hidden media message, because I know exactly what it's going to be. It's going to be some either unsolicited dick pic or some dude's bare behind, which I don't want to see either. So yeah, and I've had a few requests like this for people to be like guys who want to be a cash slave to me, and I'm like, I've talked to girls who do this fetish, and it's a hell of a lot of work. Like, you're like a psychologist to these people. Like, yeah. Look, maybe I'm leaving money on the table, but it's really for my sanity's sake. This one I found kind of interesting. Hey man, could I get this a fair bit too? Because my ebook, in the description below, you should check it out, sells for $97 on my Gumroad, and it is worth every goddamn penny. In fact, I'm probably undercharging, if anything. And if you ask any of my customers, they'll agree with that for the amount of information I pack into the damn thing. So I often get messages like this, and I think there's a couple more like this in my in this presentation today. Hey man, can I get a discount code? I'm a little short on cash right now, but I want to support you and you read your book. Take a quick look at this person's bio on their Twitter. Tales from an unruly life of debauchery and rebellion, insights on game, money, and women for the modern man. Insights on money. Huh. Well, maybe, just maybe, one of the insights you could share with the 8 people who follow your account is how to have enough cash flow so that a $97 purchase isn't breaking the bank in a month. Just a consideration. And again, I'm not doxing. I'm not showing the actual Twitter handle. James Bradley, welcome back, man. Haven't seen you for a couple of days. It's good to see you in the chat again. Yes, well, that's Sam. Maybe that's his entire. Maybe that's what his Twitter feed is about. Save cash by asking for discount codes. insights into money. Ask for a discount code. And look, don't get me wrong. I have put my book on sale. At certain points, I have codes that I've given out for certain streams, but it's not like that all the time. It's a special thing. I don't just give that out willy nilly. It's at my discretion. It is at my benevolence that I pass such a discount on to the public when and how I see fit. Oh boy, let's move on. It's not going to be a very long stream. It's just going to be a short and punchy stream. There was actually, which brings up an interesting point. We had a really funny discussion today on set when we were shooting some stills, some box covers we call them. It's like me and the girl like doing prom poses or whatever for the camera. And Casey Warner was saying how most of us are all like complete dorks on set, which is true. We'll be in complete dorks on set today. And but for like a brief period where like really, really hot looking, like we can present ourselves to be very hot over a short like 3-hour window where like the hottest people on the planet. And then after that, we're just massive dorks. So I said, we have high hotness velocity. So we go from like being dork to being super hot, and then we come crashing down again after after we finish shooting the movie. And it's so true. And there's an interesting concept from way back in the day when I used to do the whole like pickup stuff. Like when I didn't know how to talk to chicks and I was learning how to talk to chicks. There was something that one of the guys I followed, a concept he relayed to me. By the way, if you're watching, smash that like button right now. Helps it show up in the stream for other people. Helps my channel get noticed. And if you enjoy this, if you're not already subscribed, make sure you subscribe. So one of my old mentors, he had a concept called value velocity, which is like saying stuff in short, punchy sound bites. So like funny people tend to not talk in like really long-winded stories. Like funny, entertaining, captivating, charismatic people they can hold a room with a story. They know how to do that. But typically when they're talking with their friends and whatnot, they talk in like short, punchy sound bites. And the concept is like how much like emotional value can you spike in as short a period of time? And that's the concept of value velocity when you're talking to people. So that's why it can help to be concise in your speech sometimes. Interesting concept. Let's carry on, shall we? Let's do another one. What do we have here? Another perfect example. I'm going to zoom in a little bit more on this one. Boop, boop. See if we can see that properly. Yes, there we go. So, hi. Can you please suggest me how to grow my penis, girth, and length? Now, most people, when you when I first released my ebook, I was getting called a fucking scammer and a liar by a lot of people. And I post. No joke. You can literally. I anticipated that so much to the point that I actually put a link out into the ether. It's in my book and it's also on my timeline. It's out in the ether, proving that I did it because I took before and after photos. Because I'm an idiot. Because I knew people would be like, "This is bullshit. Where's the proof?" If you go to stirlingcooper.com/proof, fair warning, it is not safe for work because it is photos of my junk. But it is photos of my increase in my length and my girth over the course of like an 8-month period, doing exactly what I do, what I teach in my book. So you'd think, normally, if you told most people when you tell them, "Oh, it's possible to increase the size of your penis," most people look at you like you're an idiot. And like, that is bullshit. That's not possible. Right? Then if you told someone, actually, it is possible, you'd think that they would be so, especially a guy would be so curious to learn this power. To quote a bit of Star Wars there. That spending a reasonable amount of money wouldn't be too much of a big deal. But he asked for how do I grow my penis? Don't worry, sir. I have the exact answers for you. They're all in my ebook, and I even was so generous as to drop the link in the DM, despite the fact that that link is right there on my Twitter bio as well for you to look at. So easy to find. Man, that book's expensive. Well, then keep your fucking micro penis, man. I don't give a shit. Not my dick. I don't know. Look, chat, am I being an asshole here? Please let me know if I'm being the asshole in this chat. I'm just sick of these tight asses sliding into my DMs. It's like, oh boy. Yes, James, everyone needs to follow Stirling and hit that like button. Thank you very much, James. You're absolutely correct. Yeah, they're not believers, are they? Like Russian, they're non-believers. Well, actually, you're absolutely right. I'm glad you said that, like Russian, because I have one big name porn star who's an affiliate of mine who, she promotes my book on her timeline. That is Sarah J. And every time, like I can kind of already tell that she doesn't really run like that feed herself, or at least she doesn't look at the comments. Because every time she posts a tweet saying, like, advertising my book, hey, you should check this out if you're interested in XYZ. Here's a link. It's her affiliate link. Every time she posts that, in the feed, there's like a million simps being like, well, I don't need help with that. I am big enough as it is. Would like to slide into your pants, Sarah. Or, I'd much rather learn more about you. Like crap like that. And I'm like, oh my God, just kill me now. They don't want to. So you're absolutely right when you said that, Black Russian. They don't want to believe. Look, proof right here. Thank you. Thank you. God, I'm going to butcher your name. I'm sorry. Vyacheslav. I feel like that got that right. Vyacheslav Malkov. Thank you for the support. Thank you for the testimonial. The live testimonial. Unprompted. Look at that. Worth every goddamn penny. Tell me if I actually pronounced your name correctly, too. Well, I do agree. Okay, look. People won't take you seriously and pay for it. That's absolutely fucking true. 100% true, Mictibus. They will not take the work seriously. And here's how I know. Because I'm guilty of it. Because I have, I've got friends who have written books, and they have like given me samples of them when they finished. They're like, hey, check it out. Let me know what you think of it. And it's like 2 months later, and I still haven't finished the damn thing. I'm like, God, sorry. But if I bought an ebook myself, I'm reading it like within the first couple of days. I'm like, I'm hungry for that knowledge because I paid for it. So you're absolutely right. Excuse me. People don't value that. That which they get for free. Well, maybe Caesar. Maybe they don't have money at all. That could be the case. It could be the case. Maybe I'm being too harsh. But it's just it is what it is. Look, there's another one. Caesar, thank you very much. I bought the book. I have money and time to read it. Good man. Now make use of it. Don't just read it. Put it into action. Okay. Do something with the knowledge. Let's continue, shall we? We've got a few more of these. There are a few great DMs from my. Oh, here we go. So now we're transitioning into the realm of Instagram. My message request on my Instagram, and I got this. When did I get this? Yesterday, yeah. I want your important advice, Mr. Cooper. Do you recommend circumcision? Is it good to have it? And you can see my immediate reply directly underneath it. Because and you might ask, why we reply to this man and not everyone else? Because I do not want anyone, and anyone who watches it, I would never, ever, ever encourage anyone to ever get circumcision. It is horrible. It is barbaric. I am circumcised. So I'm saying that as a guy who's circumcised. I didn't have a fucking say in it because I was a child. I was a baby when I had it. I didn't have a say in it. But you're quite literally like cutting off a piece of the penis, a piece of the body that is supposed to be there. And it's supposed to be there for a very important reason. It's there to keep the glands and the sensitivity of the penis like the way it was meant to be. When you circumcise the dick, you destroy a lot of the sensitivity in the penis. Now, some guys are like, oh, well, I come too quickly, so maybe if I get circumcised, then I won't, I won't get rid of my premature ejaculation problem or some shit like that. No, there are far easier ways to deal with premature ejaculation, and I detailed them in my book. So don't cut your dick up. Just read a bit of knowledge. It'll take you like half a day. You'll read the book, and then your dick will still be intact. So, dear God, nobody, I don't care what your religion says either. To be honest, just lie to the rabbi or whatever the hell. Like, tell him you did get it done. Don't cut your dick up. Dear God. Let's move on. Now that I've had that rant, you could describe me as an intactivist. Is the way you would describe me now. That's someone who is vehemently opposed to circumcision. And I even stopped. I had a friend who was pregnant, who was having a baby boy, and was sitting around, and the conversation of circumcision came up. She was like, "Oh, I don't know. Should I get him circumcised? Should I not?" His dad is not sure either about the conversation. He wasn't in the room. If he was in the room, I would have fucking taken him down. But I looked at her and I was like, I shut everyone else up. I looked at her right now. I'm like, do not, under any circumstances, cut your son's dick up. Dear Lord, do not fucking do it. And lo and behold, she didn't. The young boy's not circumcised. So chalk one up for me. Win. Alpha Sloth, welcome. Howdy back to you, sir. Where were we at? Another screen share. Some more cringe for you fine folks watching right now. Okay, so this came from my Instagram story today. I reckon it's a pretty funny story, by the way. So you could check me out at. I'm going to drop the link. My Instagram is at Cooper Stirling. There it is in the chat. Give it a follow. You can look at this story today. Basically, it's me like. So one of the ladies on set today is doesn't actually shave her legs, so she has kind of pretty hairy legs. So this video is me panning up both her leg and the other dude who was on set there, and he's got kind of like wispy, like not very hairy legs, right? So they look kind of similar. So I'm panning up, and I'm like, oh, I can't tell, who's the dude here, and she stuffed a sock down the front of the boxer brief she was wearing to make it look like she had a bulge. And I like punched her in the fake dick, and then moved on to punch Quentin in the dick. But I get every time I post something with like a behind the scenes with another male porn star, I get this response all the time. Like gay dudes thinking I'm like, oh, I thought you'd finally do a gay scene, mate. Look. With all due respect, I love my fans. You guys are the reason I can do what I do. And the vast majority of my fans, or at least the ones who follow my social media, are gay. Okay? So I'm not hating on that. But look at it this way. You know how if you're gay, you know how you will go if someone went and told you if you were gay. If someone went and told you stop being gay, just choose to not be gay. You'd be like, you idiot, it's not a choice. I'm born this way. Same thing applies to me liking vaginas. Sorry, sir, but like putting a bit of extra cash on the table doesn't magically make me like man butt. All of a sudden, it's just not how sexuality works. So, and don't get me wrong, like there are plenty of bisexual porn stars. Some of them, my friends, there's plenty of them in the industry. They swing both ways. They do that. That's the person you should probably be following if you want them to, switch back and forth. And you know what the funny thing is? I know some guys who do gay porn, who actually have wives, so they're bisexual, but they tend to only shoot like gay porn or bi porn or trans porn, right? And they actually get hate from like the gay purists. No joke. They get hate on their Twitter feed. They get dudes saying, they get gay men saying, oh, this guy is a fake gay. because he does bisexual scenes, or because he does transsexual scenes. He doesn't just purely shoot gay porn. So they fucking, you get fucking hate no matter which way you swing. So, you know, it is a little, look, Black Russian is a little bit weird, a little bit. But I'll tell you what, as a straight guy, honest to God, it gives you such a beautiful insight, a relatable insight into what, like a tiny percentage of what a hot girl gets on a daily basis. And I relate to it like this. So to women, there are like men, like a man is someone is the small category of dudes she's actually attracted to and wants to have sex with. The rest of the male population aren't in her mind. They're not actually dudes. They're just like these gray amorphous blobs that sort of float through life and buy them shit and subscribe to their OnlyFans and take them out for dinner and buy stuff off their Amazon wish list. Then there's this small chunk of people that actually want to fuck. Those are actually men. So it's kind of like, when these amorphous blobs that don't have a sexuality in their mind DM them, it's kind of like this, from my perspective. It's kind of, yes, Black Russian, I'm referring to simps. If you couldn't decipher that. Excuse me. So it's kind of the same thing. It's like this person they have zero attraction for is DMing them, telling them how beautiful they are, how amazing they are, how much they want to fuck them, blah, 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 whatever. And there's no reciprocity there. So it is a really interesting insight into like the life of a chick. And it's an interesting insight into the into simp mentality too, because it's like, okay, like I have gay simps coming at me, right? And it's like there's an element of delusion there that they think, oh, maybe he will turn gay or some shit. And with the chicks, they get the same thing. It's like, oh, this guy thinks that he's offering his hand in marriage, or he wants to, take me to dinner, buy me flowers, whatever it is. So you get a really interesting insight into even gay men can be so simpy and delusional in their pursuit. And again, I'm not trying to shit on my fans. I'm trying to give, the most of the people who are watching this show would be straight people, I imagine, given the content I talk about. I'm trying to give you guys an insight into how that works. That's enough of that one. Let's move on to the next one. What do we have here? Another example. This is quite old. This is not if this was a woman, then I might consider it. But this is actually, I think I showed this on another show, actually. This is another one of my gay friends. I want to die with your dick in my ass. I mean, look, I'm flattered. It would be an interesting way to go. No doubt about that. But I have to decline said offer. So it's just not for me. Not at all. Not for me. And I'm going to scroll back for a second here. Black Russian, I almost killed the nurse at the hospital when my son was born when she asked me that shit. Good for you, sir. Good for you. I'm Chris, quite a lot. To answer your question, quite a lot. I'll probably do an entire other episode on the DMs I get I might not be able to, on the DMs I get on my backup to my not safe for work Twitter account. But I might have to do some like blurring out and stuff, because quite a lot of the avatars are sexual organs, and there's quite a lot of hidden media. Actually, would it be hidden media? Yeah, like explicit media in the DMs I get on that account, which I don't even look at. It's all, it's just a promotion account. So, yeah. Perfect example of why you should only do what is best for you. Hate only comes from below. That is correct, my friend. That is absolutely correct. What is next? We've got a few more here. Well, I've been going for half an hour. This is getting like, it's kind of funny. When I first started doing this show, I was like, oh man, it's going to be very hard for me to talk for like longer than 10 minutes. And here we are. I just seem to go on rants and end up where we're at. This is a lovely bit of fan mail I received in my Instagram feed. And I got this after I did my first scene for Perv City with the lovely Siri doll. Maybe he is a fan of hers and is very pissed off at the fact that I got to bed her. Maybe. I don't know. I'm not going to read that first line. Second line, you haven't helped anyone but yourself. Okay. Bold statement, sir. You're a predator, a criminal, a bleep, like Claudio Bergman, who's the director for Perv City, by the way. And he is scared of me like you are. They all are. Such a bold statement from this person, from this anonymous, such a bold statement from this of violence from this anonymous Instagram account. Whew. I am terrified, sir. I'm so terrified, I'm going to move on to the next screenshot. What do we got next? A couple more. This one I'm sort of trying to decide. But yeah, I really like your, is another Instagram one. I really like your work. I'm going to read all that text. I'm assuming he's talking about my book. Hope I can have that luck, power, and touch you have. There's no luck there, my friend. There's no luck there. It is all deliberate action. It's not luck. You're a true gentleman. Well, he doesn't know me, clearly. A real man. Accurate. Admire you a lot. I mean, you're only human. My girlfriend loves your work too. She's only human. Would love to see you working her. Ha ha. Have a nice day. I don't know. I don't know if you would like to see me working her, mate. I guys think that. And then reality comes and bites him in the ass. Hey, what's up? Let's change this screenshot. Simply Deep, welcome back, sir. Good to see you back in the chat. Haven't seen you for a few days. Welcome. Hi. Help me, please. My wife says that my size is quite small for her, and does she can to be a porno star? That last sentence makes no... obviously, this is not a native English speaker, because the last sentence is like, what on earth is going on here? Look, if your wife says you have a tiny dick, then first of all, check out my ebook. We can solve that problem. Second of all, why are you taking this bullshit from, someone you're married to? Might be time to consider, breaking that off. Just going to say that. We've only got a couple more here, folks, and then we'll call this a day. But let's. I can't remember what these next ones were. Oh, just some more adoring love from some of my gay friends. Hello, I adore you very much because I love you, and I love you so much to be my father. Oh boy, there we go. And I want you to fornicate with me. I adore you, my dad. See, this is the problem. This is the problem with this weird fake incest trend that we have to do in porn, because people keep clicking on that damn shit. If you just stop watching those videos on the tube sites, we won't be shooting them anymore. It's really as simple as that. We don't decide, like, pornography is an industry that is driven by data. We don't come up with this shit ourselves most of the time. Like, it's the fans who click and search and type stuff into tube sites, which generate the trends that we cater to. So look, I'm not your dad. Okay? I'm not your stepfather. And I'm never going to be someone's stepfather, I'll tell you that right now. Look, we've got a couple more. And then I think my eyeballs will have been burnt into the back of my skull. So this first bit, daddy jumping. It was me doing a friggin' workout video. Marty, welcome. Yep. That was Chris. Whoops. Where's Marty? Here we go. Welcome to my life, Marty. Sterling's DM must be a fun therapy, even as video chat request. Yeah, I didn't even know. I didn't even talk about that. I get that a lot too. I get a lot. I get a lot of like message requests in my Instagram DMs, which are just like people, like anon accounts trying to video chat with me all the time. I'm like, what is going on? This is just. Who would do that? Why would you like? Actually, I unfortunately I know the answer. Because I know how weird and creepy dudes can get. Here's what's happening. There's a dude on the other end of the phone with his penis in his hand, jerking it, hoping that I answer the phone, and like he sees my face and he's like, "Ah!" Then he can, get his end away, rather than just like looking me up on Pornhub and doing it that way. So this is the kind of stuff I get. Jumping daddy, whatever. And I post a freaking meme about women looking at dudes' junk in their sweatpants. And his response, "Oh, yes, daddy, big bulge." I can't fucking read this. So hot. Smell daddy bulge smell very manly. Well, he's got one thing right. It does smell very manly down there. I'll tell you that. But no, so you will not be smelling my manly bulge. That is reserved for the exclusive club of ladies who have that privilege. Are you guys enjoying this? Are you guys enjoying this stream? Look, let me know. Smash the like button if you're enjoying it for a start. And if you are new to the stream, make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell so then I know to keep doing this. Because if I know that you're enjoying this, then I'm going to be keeping doing this. Oh boy, here we go. This actually, I can actually probably talk about this for a few minutes. It's actually an interesting question. Let's get back to the where we at. Great idea. Tell them to be. Yeah, great idea. Tell them to video chat you, but go live on here. Well, I can't see their face either this way, Marty. Correct. This industry is ridiculous. Well, exactly. Laughter is the only way to deal with this crap. It's like, look, you can either get upset about the absurdity of the universe, or you can laugh at the absurdity of the universe. Those are really your only options. Like, you can either deny reality and get angry about it, or you can just accept the absurdity of it and be like, all right, well, this is the game. This is the dice we're dealt. This is what life is. It's not ideal, but it's just funny. So this is an interesting question. I watched a video of you on YouTube and heard you used to be a male escort. Correct. I did used to be a male escort back in Australia, where it is legal. I don't do that in the US because that is illegal. Simply deep, I don't. Really quickly, just touching on your point. Marty, I want to see what this is. No, you don't, Marty. You don't want to see. Look, I'm going to spare you that. What do you think, following on this question, what do you think the STI risks are of using female escorts? And should I be getting checked regularly? I know a lot of girls who are escorts, both here in America and in Australia. And one thing I'll tell you right now is if they're a high class escort, high class, prostitute, they are getting STI tests done regularly. And they're going to, and on top of that, they're going to enforce that the client uses a condom. And then they're also going to take extra precautions around that as well. Like really might, like, things that might seem insignificant, but are actually quite good at preventing STIs. A good example would be they don't. So, for example, before they see a client, they won't brush their teeth vigorously or use dental floss vigorously, because that could cause a bleeding in their gums, and then there's a potential blood transfusion. What they'll do instead is they'll gargle with mouthwash thoroughly. So that's just one example of what professional, like high class escorts do in their work to mitigate like STI transmission. Because if they get an STI, they can't work. Simple as that. Same for us in the porn industry. If we get one, we can't work. So the second thing they'll also do is they'll typically actually inspect not all of them do this, but I know at least a good proportion of them do this. They'll inspect their clients' junk with a and sometimes with a black light to look for any potential sores or warts or things, so they can turn the guy away if he's bringing anything to them. So they actually do get kind of thorough with this kind of stuff. Where are we at? And should I be getting checked regularly? I mean, I think, like, look, every guy should be getting checked. If you're having casual sex on the reg, I don't care if you're using condoms or not, you should be getting tested. Like, how many people in this chat, I'm curious, if everyone in this chat right now, if you've had an STI test within the last 6 months, drop a 1 in the chat for me. I'm just curious. Curious to see the numbers here. Seeing this BS, Black Russian, seeing this BS makes me feel okay about my life. Hey, should I be offended at that? I don't know. Alvaslov, if you're banging non-exclusively, you're a fool to not get tested early and often. Rapid and trust trust but verify. Yes, correct. Yeah, you want to be well. Alvas, okay. We've got 3 people who've been tested in the last 6 months. The rest of you are dirty bastards. Basically, get tested, especially in 2020, man. Like, because everyone's fucking around. Like, everyone's getting. You know, if you're having like here's the thing. If you're a young guy, every 9 days, good man, smart, thank you. If you're a young guy, like if you're a dude under the age of 25. But if you're hooking up with girls your age, I can basically guarantee that those girls have had far more sexual partners than you have at the same stage in their life. So for every chick you're banging, she's banging like, 2, 3, 4, 10 times more than you are. I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about the average guy. This is just statistics. Because girls have a lot more options than dudes at that age. So you should be getting tested. Just for the sake of it, because then if you nip it in the bud early, you don't have any problems. And the last question: do you think it's unethical to use escorts from countries where at least half the women are trafficked? Don't use trafficked escorts. Simple as that. I don't know what I mean, it depends which country. Do you think it's from country? Okay, so I'm assuming this person's in he speaks English pretty well. I'm assuming he's talking about. I'm assuming he's in a Western country, probably like England or America or somewhere, even Australia. The way to tell if a girl is trafficked is is she doing her own advertising? Pretty simple. Like if she's doing her own advertising and well, Backpage doesn't exist, but back in the day it did. Then yeah, she's not. If she's like a higher class chick, then she's not trafficked. It's pretty. If you're paying like $5 for a hand job, then she's probably trafficked. Just going to put that out there, All right. Well, look, unfortunately, that is the last gem that I have in my DMs today. I got to get more hate. I like the hate ones. The hate ones are very entertaining to me. I could just sit there and laugh at them all day. If you're still watching, smash the like button. If you haven't smashed that like button already, subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. Otherwise, this doesn't show up in the stream because YouTube is weird like that. Black Russian, if she's got a pimp run, well, yeah. I mean, depends on your version of a pimp, really. But it's better if she's like on a street corner. Then yeah, there's probably a problem there. Yeah, the higher class girls don't hang out on the high class escorts that I know that I'm friends with. They don't street walk. It's all like done out of hotels and professional directories and that kind of crap. So that answers that gentleman's question. In case anyone was curious. There we go. All right. Time for me to eat something. Get some dinner. You all enjoy the rest of your night, all right? And we'll catch you later. We'll catch you tomorrow. Oh, actually, tomorrow. Make sure you tune in tomorrow because I got another episode of Tales from a Hot Girl tomorrow with the lovely Samantha Mack, Canadian porn star who has gigantic boobs, and they will be sitting roughly here, pair of gigantic boobs, roughly here, tomorrow night. So don't miss that. All right. Peace out.